Hey guys, we're back. It is KTSW 89.9. This is Other Side Drive. I'm Kimberly.
And I'm Matthew, and we are joined by South by Texas State. How y'all doing today?
We're doing great, Matthew.
Awesome.
Doing good.
Doing good. All right, so we have 4 people with us
We
currently.
have Charles, Jordan, Rachel, and Brianna.
All right, how about we introduce them one by one so everybody gets used to that voice. So Charles, say hi.
Hey everyone, my name is Charles. I'm both a graduate student at the School of Journalism, working on the South by Texas State project, and I'm also an instructional assistant, so I get to help out with teaching some of the classes as well as taking them.
All right, Jordan.
Hey guys, Jordan Cooper. I'm also a graduate. I am doing social media for the project, and I also do Facebook ads on the side as my part-time job.
All right, and then Rachel.
Hey guys, my name is Rachel Mosley. I'm here with South by Texas State. I'm the content editor as well as a graduate assistant here.
All right, then we got Brianna over in the corner.
Hey guys, my name is Brianna, and I'm the social media strategist with Jordan, and I also teach FDOM classes here at Texas State.
All right.
All right. Well, wonderful. We're really happy to have y'all here in the studio, and we're really excited to be talking about South by Texas State. So, kind of a little bit about it. Maybe someone's just tuning in. They don't really know, what exactly is South by Texas State. I know what South by Southwest is, but what's this?
In the most simple terms that I can find, I would describe it as a reporting project, if that makes sense. We're going to the South by Southwest Interactive Conference, and technically we might be going to other stuff while we're there too. But primarily it's the Interactive Conference, and we'll be attending digital media panels. And that's where we'll really be focusing in on writing on special mentor sessions, speakers, that kind of stuff. And as you can imagine, the Interactive Conference is all about tech, so that's where we're kind of heavy in.
Yeah.
Augmented reality, virtual reality, drones might be a topic, but I feel like that's kind of faded to the back years a little bit as the virtual reality thing is a big deal now, right?
So I wanted to ask, what separates y'all from any other student going in? You know, because you guys have definitely been putting in the work, but just so the audience knows, why are you 4 being the ones chosen to go do this?
Well, there's actually 5 of us. One of us couldn't make it.
Aw.
Hi, Dylan. We miss you.
Hi, Dylan.
She built the website. But the whole project is built around us utilizing the multimedia tools that we're learning in the graduate program. So we showed efficiency in building websites and reporting and using data, and creating visuals and using social media. So it's kind of a combination of all those things that kind of separated us. And this is like the only class I've ever had in college that we actually had to apply to be in the class. And for me personally, this is why I applied to grad school in the first place. So.
I mean, I can elaborate on that too. A lot of people applied for this project, Jordan, and a lot of people didn't get in. So it definitely kind of has that eliteness to it.
Yeah.
I guess that might be kind of the determining factor. If you were to say, how are we different from maybe the KTSW street team, it really just is that we already have our degrees, and we've just been part of the program and invested so much in the program.
Yeah.
So as far as grad students go, y'all are the best of the best as far as reporting and, getting that message out there via mass comm.
We'd like to think so.
I say the same thing. We like to think so.
So are all you specialized in reporting, or are you all in different fields of the mass communication?
Yeah, so we all have different responsibilities. Charles is doing video. Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, to be honest, the video project is probably the least specific thing that we do. But for this year, I'll be very focused on POV video. We have a set of kind of spy glasses, and so we'll be wearing those, trying to get behind-the-scenes stuff every day. That's really where I'm focused on. And one of the problems we have with POV video is that you're not in the video, right? The fundamental issue is that you're not in the video, and we actually had to talk about that, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah. But,
Why would you need to be in the video?
well, I guess you wouldn't, right?
Yeah.
But maybe at the beginning it might be nice to identify a face with the person who's working on it.
Okay. So, and what about you, Jordan? What are you in charge of here?
So me and Brianna are doing social media. I focus on Facebook, which I'm doing a live video on right now. And I also focus on Twitter. And then, like I mentioned, I do Facebook advertising part-time, so I think that's why I was put on the social media team. And then Brianna handles Instagram and Snapchat.
Yeah, so that's what I was doing just now. So you'll probably see me on Facebook Live with my phone everywhere.
That's how you can always tell you have mass communication students in the building.
For
Everybody's
sure.
always on their phone.
Yeah, so that's something like with FDOM. So I teach FDOM classes. A lot of them are on the phone, tweeting out stuff, and I don't care because I know I'm doing the same thing. So what we do, or what I do specifically, is Instagram Stories, Snapchat, but it won't get really cool until we're actually at South by Southwest.
That's great. Rachel, what about you? You're hiding off in the corner there. What do you do?
Yeah, so I'm the content editor, so primarily my responsibility is to to edit all of our content and to publish it. And I also kind of put a schedule together for our weekly features, such as our top 5 panels on Tuesdays and our weekly news roundups on Fridays. So I kind of put everyone assigned to which days they post content on.
All right, awesome. Keeping it all organized, keeping it all together.
Yes, I try.
Yeah.
Because of her, I have to write an article on Friday. Thanks a lot.
Well, I mean, without her, it'd all fall apart more than likely. Because if there's one thing I've discovered with mass comm students, if there's not a leader, nobody does anything.
It's very true.
Alright, so it seems like y'all are really, really busy, but South by Southwest is coming up very soon, March 10th. What's the thing that you're most looking forward to as far as covering those panels that y'all are going to?
There is a specific panel, I think it's called something like VR, Hacking Myself Out of a Deep Depression, and that's with a speaker called Yo Sung Chang. I'm very excited for that one because mental illness is something that I feel like hasn't been talked about a lot. Well, it's been talked about more, but it's an issue that needs more, I guess you could say, light cast on it. And so I'm very excited for that panel to be specific.
There's a social media guru named Gary Vaynerchuk, who you may have seen on Instagram or Twitter. He's very active. He'll be speaking, so I'm really excited to let him pump me up and get me motivated.
What about you, Rachel?
Yeah, I'm very excited for a panel called Advocating VR and Gaming in Hospitals. It's one of the previews I've actually done. I talked to JJ Bouchard, who is a patient technology coordinator in a hospital, CS Mont Children's Hospital. So he's going to be talking about more of how to put more technology with games and VR in hospitals to help with children.
Oh, that sounds really nice, actually. Yeah. I want to go to that one too now.
Yeah.
Right?
So I'm excited for one called Technology and Pets. So you guys might guess why. It's kind of like a networking kind of panel where you're like actually interacting with the other people in the audience, and there's going to be like really cute pets there and a lot of beer. So I'm excited for that one for sure.
It should be a great time. Sounds like it. So you guys are going, just in case somebody's just tuning in, you all will be covering the South by Southwest, the interactive part of this. South by separated into 3 parts: the music, the film, as well as this interactive portion. Most people are not aware of the interactive portion. What separates this from the rest? Why is this so great?
Well, what's very interesting about that is most people think of South by specifically as music, right? It's a music festival. Well, the interactive thing is obviously going to be all about the sessions with panelists and stuff. And from, I think, South by's point of view, it might even be the most profitable. Does that sound familiar to you guys? Mm-hmm. And so even though there's that huge focus, I think, maybe around the college campus where it's like, oh, it's about music, it's spring break, it's about fun, the interactive conference might be about fun and spring break, but it's just not about music, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to like TED conferences, where it's, the sharing of ideas, and we'll actually at the end of this project have to be submitting our own panel for next year with the hopes that it would get picked, and 2 of the students from last year actually did get picked. So that's pretty interesting. But it's basically the sharing of ideas, specifically around technology, is typically the most, subject.
And I did want to say our 2 friends that did get accepted, Sarah Shields and Joshua Morrison, they were very lucky in having their panels accepted. It's very rare for people our age to get to be part of speaking on stage there.
For sure.
Congrats to them. Congrats to Texas State for making it happen, making it work.
Right?
Yeah, shout out to Cindy Royal.
and congrats to y'all for doing such really, really great work. So, I mean, y'all are really busy as far as covering all these events, but what are the things that y'all have learned by covering South by Southwest and by, taking your class together? What's the most important takeaway?
Well, it definitely, even leading up to it, it's kind of already made us get outside of our comfort zone. This is a completely student-led project, so it kind of dawned on us in late January, early February that, wow, South by is right around the corner. We better start doing stuff if we want to do that. And speaking to you guys, we've all done a lot of interviews with a panelist ahead of time for our previews, which you can see on our website, southbytexasstate.com. And, that, for me, has taken me out of my comfort zone by doing these Skype calls and recording them and having to write personally.
Yeah, and to build off of that, the interviews that we do are with very professional and high-up people that are having you have very important roles. And so it is very intimidating going into these interviews, talking with these important people. But then once you start talking with them, you kind of realize they're just a person, too. They're very laid back and cool.
I agree.
See, my takeaway is I used to be kind of a scaredy cat when it came to interviews, but I'm not afraid to talk to anybody anymore at all. It's just not a fear anymore after this class. That was my takeaway. I can talk to any person on the street now.
I think for sure all of us had like the same takeaway because I was the same way. I was like too scared to go up to somebody and ask them a few questions because I thought I was taking too much of their time, although I'd take like 5 minutes. So that for sure got me out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, you find out real quickly, which we're proof of all that people love talking about themselves.
Oh, yeah.
So if you can just get them talking, like they're gonna keep
You know,
talking.
you're talking to a radio show host right now. Yeah, no, I get that completely.
That's really cool, though. I mean, like, it's not just like a learning experience by going to these panels and listening to these people talk about these amazing things, especially like when it comes to virtual reality. It's also like kind of a self-learning experience too.
Sure.
I definitely get that. All right, well, awesome. So basically, y'all are on, you do a lot of social media, so y'all are on pretty much every platform of social media. Where can people find you? Where can people follow you to get the latest updates of what's going on at South by?
So our handle is SXTXState, so SXTXState, and you can find us on Twitter. Facebook would be SXTXState, not the @sign. Instagram and Snapchat, all with the same handle.
All right, fantastic. So I do have another question about the coverage of it. So when y'all are covering the South by Southwest event, are you going to be kind of taking more of a local San Marcos spin to it, or more of a Texas State vibe to it? Because if I'm tuning in, if I'm looking all up, what separates you from like another outlet, you know, interviewing people and researching this stuff? Is it more the local?
Not necessarily. You know, we don't want to limit ourselves. We definitely hope the site is appealing to anyone, both people attending the conference and people who are not attending the conference. For like the point of view videos that Charles was talking about making, we want to go behind the scenes to show people what it would be like and what they're missing by not being at South by, and then also, you know, let people know who are at South by who couldn't make every panel. You know, we'll be highlighting certain panels that we were fortunate enough to attend.
I think too, what separates us from like other organizations that do the same thing is that we're students. So it just kind of encourages other students to like maybe get involved with their organizations and be successful at it as well.
That's the answer. That's what I was looking for right there.
See, and I think it'll kind of vary on which event we're at. For example, if we're at the Texas State Innovation Lab, of course the content we're going to push out is going to be more student vibed, more Texas State vibed. Whereas if we're at, for example, like one of the virtual reality panels, we might not quite have the student-centered vibe to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that adds up. It's the interactive conference has like hundreds of different things going on.
One more thing that I wanted to add was just that students have been doing this for 10 years, so we started in 2008, correct?
Oh, wow.
Yep.
So our students have been doing this for the past 10 years, so we also do a little category on our website called TBT, and we interview students from the past and also see where their success has gotten them, like their success from South by, where it's gotten them like today in their careers.
Oh, that's
So,
really cool.
yeah.
You said that was on your website.
Yeah,
Can you guys plug the website again?
sure. So it's www.sxtxstate.com.
SXTXState.
Sorry.
At least it rhymes.
It does.
That's catchy.
Yeah.
I like it.
I never really
Like a
thought of
little
it.
lyric.
So if you are not a grad student, could you still be involved in this somehow, or is this a grad-only program?
So it is a grad-only program, but if I understand correctly, there is an undergraduate program that Dale Blassingame, he's a senior lecturer at the School of Journalism, is running. I think Annabelle is part of it, isn't she?
Yeah, I think it's kind of like a startup, so it's not like official yet. This is like their little testing year, per se.
So keep your eyes peeled for it.
Oh,
sure.
totally. And I mean, we even do South by teams here at KTSW, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, that might not necessarily be part of the same program, but if you were an undergrad at Texas State, why don't you apply at KTSW and see if you can't be part of those programs,
There
right?
you go. Yeah, there's opportunities everywhere, not just yet, in a lot of like programs and things like that.
Right. The difference between the program he was mentioning and ours is actually a class here on campus, so we
Okay.
get graded on our assignments on some of these reports that we're doing. And the undergraduate thing that is the first time they're doing it this year is just completely volunteer basis. These students are just sacrificing their spring break to go help South by directly.
And you guys are going for a grade, so you know it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It has to be good.
Exactly.
So as far as like looking back to past South by Southwest panels and the interactive parts of it, what is the favorite thing, like the favorite panel of y'all's that you've covered and, you know, written about?
Big question here.
Yes, that is a big
It's hard to
question.
choose.
You
a
get,
favorite sometimes.
I wish our listeners could see how all four of your faces
Everyone.
They can see us on
immediately
Facebook
turn-
Live
yeah.
right now.
Thinking face.
Yeah.
It's just difficult to say because we're covering a bunch of different categories, and each of us have our own category that we're looking at. So I am looking at different panels for style. I'm looking at different panels for health and government. So all the interviews I've done, I've interviewed people from different categories. So they're all extremely different, but also interesting to hear what's going on in those specific categories.
I think I can pick my favorite one. My first interview was with this guy named Mando Rayo, and he is a taco journalist. So what he did and what his panel is about.
You sold me already.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. So I was so interested when I was on the phone with him. I was like, wait, you went on a taco tour? So he went around Texas, trying out different tacos just based on the location, whether they be breakfast tacos or crispy tacos or Mexican tacos, like very authentic tacos. Doesn't matter. What he was trying to do was get like the culture behind it and kind of get the voice of the people who are creating these tacos, pretty much.
Right, and a lot of the people we talk to, we've been asking them advice because they've already been through this project, they've been to South by before, and the number one thing I've heard from everyone is to try to go to panels that you weren't planning on going to. So pick things that you're not necessarily interested in, and that's what they took away. The biggest things was from the things they didn't even know they were interested in until after they went to South by and found out about them.
That's definitely, I think South by is a chance to explore and learn new things, and definitely with this interactive part that y'all are going to, I think this is an untapped market that most people don't even know it exists, so this is really a chance to broadcast it and show the world what's about, and also your skills as broadcasters and journalists and things like that.
Absolutely, and to tie it back to KTSW, so this year with our interactive badges, South by is trying to make it where each badge will get you into more events, so we should be able to get into some music events, and Cherry Glazer, who y'all just played, is somebody that I had circled to go see, so just wanted to shout out there.
Man. I'm jealous. All right, so as we kind of wrap things up here, I definitely want to be sure to plug where people can look to find what you're getting from South by and where they can view your content. Where can somebody go to view all your content?
So yeah, southbytexasstate.com is going to be the one-stop shop. It's going to have all the articles, and it'll also have our social media pages from there that you can jump off to. So SXTXState.com.
And what about our handles, Bree?
Handles.
SXTXState.
It's definitely it's like a catchy thing. SXTXState. You either SXTXState.com or at SXTXState.
Right. When we say it, we say South by Texas State,
but it can be kind of confusing.
That can be confusing.
Yeah, but if you're typing it in, it's SXTXState.
That's right.
All right. So again, I want to thank all of you so much for coming in. Charles, Jordan, Rachel, and Brianna. Do you have any last things you want to add before we get going here?
I just wanted to thank you for letting us come on the air here, Matthew.
Absolutely.
Sure, thank you
very
so
much.
much.
It's a pleasure.
Throw it out to Kimberly. She's killing it.
You rock him.
All right, but yeah, any last plugs? Anything you want to say? This is you're live on air right now. Go crazy.
Whatever you need.
Just check us out online,
Check
please.
us out online.
If you can.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for coming. Thanks for joining us. All right, Kimberly, you want to get back to some music?
All right. Yes, I am.
All right. Coming up, we got some more music. Listen to KTSW's Other Side Drive.